Well, hello. This is Bryce, and it's been, I think, like a year and a half to 2 years since I did a video blog. And a lot of life has happened in that time, so I figured I would give this a shot since it's been so long. Because I've been struggling a lot with mental health and PTSD from, frankly, a lifetime of trauma. And I figured one way I could work through processing some of those experiences is to blog, because there's been just a lot in my life, a lot of experiences when it comes to growing up and having been beaten and made fun of, and kind of a tough experiences in elementary school, going through issues and anxiety through middle school and high school, um, the challenging years through college of like how did I get out of my shell, and to the point where I was actually able to run for town council in Blacksburg, Virginia, and be very involved on campus, to the years since then that I've spent both with Sierra Club and doing work for nonprofits. I now am with Solar United Neighbors, helping people go solar, and especially nowadays with BLM, reflecting on my privilege, reflecting on my ignorance, reflecting on pretty much male toxicity, and kind of looking at a lot of experiences I've had that had a lot of shame attached to them, a lot of, I think, trauma that I put on other people just through a lot of behaviors I was not even aware of. And so, yeah, I think there's a lot to reflect on and to look ahead to in terms of my own growth and understanding and being vulnerable. Because the last several years, frankly, ever since Donald Trump was elected, I've kind of hunkered down and just said, I'm going to grin and bear this. And I have to say, the last 5 years of my life have been extraordinarily difficult. Um, from the first leanings into my privilege and what it means to be white, what it means to see so much suffering in the world because of income and class and race inequalities, wondering how do I fit into this, from my own background, and what can I do, and how much do I need to sacrifice, and what's morally right, and really grappling with that to my core for such a long time. And then that journey started literally the same week in a lot of ways when my mom passed away, and my dad passed away about 9 years ago now. And so losing both your parents in your mid-20s, by your mid-20s, really brought a lot of reflection, as well as some of the challenges that they had in raising me, and projections that ended up influencing how I am today. Um, during these years, for those that know me, I've been through a lot of other issues and traumas. Being a freshman at Virginia Tech, being in the community when we had a mass shooting, being in a shooting situation at my work, being in a shooting situation outside our house, and having the potential of bullets coming through our home. And in recent months, we've had all sorts of incidents in this neighborhood with gun violence that left a bullet hole in the side of our house, and other issues. And so, kind of working through all these traumas, understanding what it means to be experiencing them, what it means in terms of looking forward of how do we have a good life, how do we support ourselves and show up in this time when really we don't have any space or energy for ourselves. And I say we, with my wife and I, working through this. And of course, even our dog has had her shares of trauma. She just had to have her ACL essentially replaced with surgery, which was kind of expensive. So, yeah, I think there's a lot I want to talk about. And frankly, it's taken years for me to turn on my phone and just talk to the camera and do some reflections. So I'm kind of paying this intention out into the world and reconnecting with many of you, because if you haven't noticed, I haven't been on Facebook because I would just get triggered every time I would go on because of the environment that we're in, people that, no matter what I say or do, are vehemently against me or disagree with me, and it just was no longer constructive or healthy for me. And so, yeah, I think there's a lot for me to reflect on, and perhaps I know others may be in similar circumstances or perhaps could do some reflecting with me. So I am again expressing this intention to the world. I think I'm going to try to restart some type of video blog. I don't think I'm going to do anything fancy. I think I'm just going to do more stuff like this. So that's me. That's where I'm at. And I hope everyone's hanging in there and having a good summer so far, keeping safe with COVID. Take care, and I'll talk to you later.